Hey guys, welcome to Typical Tech Lad, and in today's video we're going to be checking out the AGM Pad P2. So if you're wondering what this tablet is all about, then you're at the right place. We'll be checking out different aspects of this tab as we do on this channel. So we'll be looking at things like the design and build, we'll have a look at the display, we'll see what performance is like, how gaming performs on the tablet too, and then we'll have a look at other bits like the battery, so a full comprehensive review of the whole tablet. We'll have a quick look at the pricing of the tablet. So it comes in a 8GB RAM version with 256GB of storage, and the Wi-Fi version costs £165 here in the UK, and if you want cellular with that, then it's £189. So it falls into the budget tablet category. So just lift the lid here on the box itself. We've got the tablet, we'll check that out in a second. We get a SIM tray ejecting pin, some nice AGM stickers so you can slap them where you want, quick start guide with warranty info, and then an 18-watt charging brick. Always nice to see a charging brick included. And then we have a USB-A to USB-C charging cable, reasonable length. And then the tablet itself comes with this nice case which has a slot inside for a stylus pen, but we'll check out the stylus pen later on in the video. So up front we have the 11-inch display with symmetrical bezels all around. To the right side we have the volume buttons, 2 microphones and an array of antenna lines. Around the bottom we have the SIM/SD card tray, 2 speaker grills and the USB-C port. We'll check out the SIM tray. So we have dual nano or SD card slots there. To the left there is nothing, and then on the top we have 2 more speaker grills and the power/lock button. There's an 8-megapixel camera up front, and then turning to the back we have aluminium unibody casing, the AGM branding to the bottom here, and then a 50-megapixel camera with flash. And the camera module is raised, so you can expect some rocking if you're using the tablet naked and it's laying flat on the table. So we'll have a quick look at the provided universal stylus pen, which is your basic stylus really. We get an instruction booklet and a small USB-C charging cable, and then the pen itself, which is in all black. The tip of the pen there, and it has a little slot at the top, charge the pen, and then to activate the pen is simply a matter of double tapping the top. So the Pad P2 comes with a 11-inch FHD Plus display, and that's running at 90Hz. So it's nice to see that on a tablet at this price. So we'll just jump into the display settings. Dims reasonably low, and then we have a max brightness of 400 nits. Then we have your general settings there, dark theme, display size and text. You can adjust those as you wish. You have eye comfort, which gives the screen a yellow hue. Colors, I don't know if this was kind of bug or something, but would it let me pick any colors? Then we have screen refresh rate, 60Hz or 90. So viewing angles are what you would expect on a budget LCD panel, with decrease in brightness and slight shifting in color temperature as the angles get more extreme. So we get wideband level 1 support on Netflix and full HD playback resolution. For general media consumption, what you can expect from an LCD panel, images are nice and sharp with the full HD support on things like Netflix. The speakers on here is a 4th speaker setup, but we'll be having a look at that soon. So for YouTube we get 1440p as the highest playback resolution. And then 2K 60fps is the highest for any videos along those lines. 60fps was running absolutely fine on the tablet. Outside is what you would expect with the reflectivity in bright environments, so if you're in direct sunlight you're going to get quite a bit of glare. So the Pad P2 comes with 4 stereo speakers which are running on an AWEI algorithm. If we just quickly jump into the settings, sound enhancement, you have this Bez loudness volume booster, and then hi-fi mode for high fidelity, which you can turn on and off as you please. module is raised, and we can see that the camera bump means there will be some rocking when the tablet is linked.
I've been loyal to you, Jack. Kept your secret for centuries. Oh no, not so bad.
So we'll check out how this universal stylus performs, and you can't really expect much from it as it's not actually a dedicated stylus for the tablet. So it's okay for general writing and navigation across the tablet itself. And then we can see an example here, the latency is quite bad in this load footage. So I'll rest my palm on the screen here and we can see there's no palm rejection. But when it comes to filling out any forms or anything more intricate, it's going to be quite a bad experience. So I tried multiple apps to fill out forms, but unless you zoom right into the field you're completing, then you will struggle. So that is a little bit of a workaround, but again, it's not the joy or the ease you would get from a dedicated stylus. Under the hood of the Pad P2, we're working with the MediaTek Helio G99, and that's running on Android 14 with AMD's ROS 1.0 on top. And then, like I mentioned at the start of the video, we get 8GB of RAM and 256GB of storage. So we'll have a look at benchmarks. So Geekbench 734 single, 2033 on the multi-core, what we'd expect from a CPU like this. On Antutu, we've got 411,439. While I stress this, we can see we're running between 4 to 9 FPS, so kind of what you would expect on an entry-level CPU/GPU. And then we have the read and write speeds here, 443 sequential write, and then 777 megabytes on sequential read. So although not blazing fast, I guess reasonable. And then the burnout score here with the 63.7% performance score under throttling. And then as we generally browse around the tablet, it's what you would expect from a budget device. The Helio G99 is a respectable CPU, but you won't be getting any blazing fast performance. It just works. You might have a few seconds of load times for certain apps and maybe a jitter here and there, but overall for your normal mundane to daily tasks, it runs nicely. We have taskbar at the bottom of the tablet, which lets you hop in and out of various apps, so that's really nice and makes multitasking a breeze. Split screen here, again working absolutely fine, no problem. And then if we just have a quick look at what we get in the settings across the tablet, usual stuff, security and privacy. We have screen lock, face unlock, so there's no fingerprint reader on this tablet. Your normal location services. We also have dual speed, which boosts foreground app by restricting background apps. Quick look at the control panel and notification panel. So I'll just do a quick example of exporting 4K footage here. So I've got InShot editor with this 4K footage, and I've just stuck some test text on there. Scrubbing doesn't seem to be a problem, and for this max export was at 2K, so couldn't export at 4K, and we'll have a look at how long that takes. So we can see we hit roughly 4 minutes and 16 seconds. Did take quite a while. And then I've just put various different clips into CapCut here, and on here max export was at 1080p, and we could see that took roughly 2 minutes, let's say. So although you'll be waiting around and the times might be extended, and you will have limited export options when it comes to things like that, so just something to keep in mind. We'll have a quick look at some gaming, and we're starting off at 88% battery, and I have a timer running on the side so you could keep on how long I've been playing. But we have to keep in mind a lot of performance on these games comes down to optimization of the games for the CPU and GPU. So some games might perform better on certain setups rather than others, but regardless, we'll have a look. So starting off with Asphalt 9, runs fine, nice and smooth. Not sure if it's actually hitting 60 FPS because I can't monitor that unfortunately, but still enjoyable experience. For Call of Duty Warzone, we have minimum and low for visual quality, so you're not going to be getting the best graphics, and then I'll set the frame rate to 60 FPS just for testing purposes. The game runs fine on those settings, and the graphic quality is obviously not very good, but the FPS, although I can't monitor it, I'm sure it was in 60 FPS, but still smooth enough. Not the best experience obviously, but enough to be able to play the game. And we can see 12 minutes into gaming, temperatures around 32 degrees, so not doing too bad. And 15 minutes in and we're down to 82% battery with the temperature sitting around 34 degrees. So we'll have a quick look at Jaeger, which can be a graphically intense game. And as you can see, I've set everything to high and the graphics are set to ultimate. The game runs fine from what I could see, but again, the FPS looks like it's limited and it definitely wasn't hitting 60 FPS. But still, I was surprised that the game, was actually running. There was no kind of freezing up or anything like that. So that was good to see. And then 22 minutes in, we're down to 78% battery and the temperature is sitting around 33 degrees. We'll have a quick look at PUBG. HD is the highest and then you have frame rate high. And for some reason, my PlayStation controller wasn't working with the game. And I feel like this game isn't the best optimized for a lot of devices, but we'll have to just have a look anyway. You see I'm playing around 27 minutes now. And then 32 minutes in, you can see the temperature was around 33 degrees for the CPU and the battery had gone down to 71%. And then we'll quickly check out Grand Theft Auto Vice City. So I'm going to bump the resolution up to the highest. With those settings, the game was struggling really bad. It was like moving in slow motion. I'm going to have to bring down the resolution. And even then, it's a bit better than it being the highest, but still you can see that the game was struggling a little bit. So you would have to kind of probably play this on the lowest resolution to get a smoother experience. Overall gaming, not too bad. I feel like certain games are better optimized, certain games are not, but you'll be able to play your games with limited graphics and limited FPS. So the Pad P2 has a 7850 mAh battery and it supports fast charging up to 20 watts. We'll have a quick look at what we get in the battery settings. And you get your usual stuff here. Battery saver, set a schedule if you want. You can have it turn off at 90%. You can check your battery usage and that's it for battery. On my PC Mark battery life test, I got 13 hours and 10 minutes, which is reasonable. It's quite good, I have to say. And that's with screen brightness set to 75%, speaker volume set to 25%, and the screen refresh rate was at 90 Hz, as I tried to do across all my battery life tests. And then when it comes to cameras, if you're one of those people that does use a camera, maybe the front-facing camera for, video calls and things, you get your usual stuff here. Photo, video, portrait, 50 megapixel camera if you want to use that. You have the option of 1 and 2 times zoom. When it comes to video, the highest you can record is at 2K and the lowest is at 720p. And then for frame rate, if we jump in the settings, the highest is 60 FPS. So 2K 60 FPS for video, but I've taken a bunch of pictures and some video footage so you can check that out. Testing out the camera on the AGM Pad P2. And I look like a right weirdo recording on a tablet. To conclude, I think for the price, tablet is reasonable. It's nice to see a 90 Hz display on here. The 4 speakers are really good for media consumption or playing music, so that was really good and an enjoyable experience. Performance wise, G99 chipset is a tested chipset, and although it's quite a few years old, many people do rely on this chipset as it is reliable, and for budget level devices it does provide good performance. As we could see in my gaming test and 4K export, you're going to be getting limited graphics and FPS, and obviously certain things like exporting certain footage will be taking a little while longer, but again, if you have the patience, it's fine, and for general use, the tablet's absolutely fine. Cameras, reasonable on here. Like I said, I don't really concentrate on the cameras myself. For those who are interested in those, we could see that was evidenced by the sample footage I took on this tablet. So overall for me, even though there's so many different options in this price range for tablets, and there are some really good tablets, I would say the AGM Pad P2 is one that I could recommend if you're just looking for something that gets the job done. You can't expect any blazing fast performance. Anyways, that's all from me guys. Thank you for watching. Please hit the like button if you enjoyed the video, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Take care.